of leadership and a lack of professionalism. That's how the St. Helens former police chief was described in a scathing new report just released by city officials over an investigation into misconduct allegations.
Well, Fox 12 investigative reporter Adrian Thomas is here in the studio with a follow-up on this. Adrian, what's happening?
Well, Pete, Nora, St. Helens Police Chief Brian Greenway was placed on administrative leave back in October after the city received reports of alleged misconduct. Greenway chose to retire late last month as the investigation continued. But after this new report was released by St. Helens city officials, we now have numerous new details on the allegations. In late October, an independent private investigator was hired by the city of St. Helens to investigate these misconduct allegations into former Chief Greenway. In the report, past and present St. Helens Police Department employees allege Greenway texted pornographic pictures to subordinates. Other parts of the investigation found Greenway refused to help nearby law enforcement agencies during serious calls that were outside St. Helens city limits. The investigation also alleges the chief appeared to have created and submitted false public records pertaining to officers' fitness tests, with one officer alleging the chief offered to falsify their fitness test records so that officer could receive a financial incentive. Thursday afternoon, the St. Helens city administrator spoke publicly to reassure the community that the department is making improvements now with a new interim chief, and the department is still functioning well enough to keep the city safe.
We're at a place where there's a breach of trust with our community leaders here, and that we had employees that had been experiencing misconduct. That misconduct was not being reported, or didn't make it up to a point where I could, take action on that. Once it did, we took it very seriously. There was kind of a disconnect and a lot of communication challenges that were. I felt fairly isolated with the department.
The report also included quotes from department employees alleging Greenway encouraged officers to not take on overtime hours to try and strong-arm the city into increasing police staffing levels. Now, John Walsh also said no action will be taken against Brian Greenway as of right now because he retired in lieu of this investigation. Walsh added these allegations will now be referred to the Oregon Department of Public Safety Standards and Training for a full investigation at the state level. We reached out to Greenway's attorney for comment, but have not received a response. In studio, Adrian Thomas, Fox 12 Oregon.